Jane Goodall was born on April 3rd, 1934, in London, England. From a young age, she had a deep fascination with animals, nature, and the wild, inspired by books such as Tarzan of the Apes, Dr. Dolittle, and others. She grew up in Bournemouth on England's south coast. Her early years were shaped by a sense of wonder for the natural world. Although she did not attend university in the usual way, she was determined to go to Africa. She walked and saved money traveling to Kenya in 1957. There she had the opportunity to meet the famous anthropologist Louis Leakey, who recognized her interest and potential and encouraged her to study wild chimpanzees. In 1960, Jane Goodall began her pioneering fieldwork in the Gombe Stream National Park in what is now Tanzania. She studied chimpanzees in the wild, living among them and observing their behavior closely. Her earliest major finding was that chimpanzees will fashion tools, for example, modifying twigs to fish for termites. These challenged the extended knowledge of the time and the long standing belief that tool making was an uniquely human trait. She documented that chimpanzees have distinct personalities, strong mother infant bonds, complex social relationships, and experience emotions such as grief, joy, fear, and empathy. Beyond the use of tools, her observation included chimpanzees hunting and meat eating, primitive warfare between groups, altruistic behavior, and caregiving of orphaned infants. Goodall's approach was immersive. She gave individual chimpanzee names rather than numbers, tried to win their trust, sometimes fed them, etc. Some of her practices were criticized, but her overall approach broadened how ethology and primatology viewed non human animals. Although she did not have a formal undergraduate degree, she was awarded a PhD in ethology from the Cambridge University for her groundbreaking work. In 1977, she founded the Jane Goodall Institute, an organization to continue and expand her conservation work, both in preserving chimpanzee habitats and in community-based conservation efforts. In 1991, she established Roots and Shoots, a youth-led program in which young people in many countries engage in projects for the environment, conservation, and for the purpose of humanitarian causes. The program has grown to many dozens of countries by now. Goodall was remarkable in bridging science and public advocacy. Through books, documentaries, and lectures, she brought knowledge of chimpanzee behavior and the threats to wildlife into the general public consciousness. Her work with National Geographic helped make chimpanzee studies widely known. As her career developed, she increasingly focused on environmental protection, the welfare of animals, and the interconnectedness of ecosystems. She often spoke about deforestation, wildlife trade, climate change, and human responsibility for the natural world. She used her platform to advocate not only for chimpanzees but for broader planetary and species concern. She was appointed a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire in 2003. She served as a United Nations Messenger of Peace beginning in 2002. In 2025, she was awarded the US Presidential Medal of Freedom. Other awards and recognitions from various countries and institutions have celebrated her contributions to science, conservation, and public life. Continuing work she developed into an advanced age, and Goodall remains still active. Her institute reported that she was traveling nearly 300 days a year until close to her death, speaking publicly, meeting with young groups, and advocating for conservation and environmental action. While deeply concerned about climate change, biodiversity loss, deforestation, human-driven harms, she often balanced her warnings with messages of hope, emphasizing that individual action, young people, and communities can still make a difference. Jane Goodall died on October 1st, 2025 at an age of 91. She passed away of natural causes in California while on a speaking tour. Her observation redefined assumptions about animal behavior, cognition, tool use, and the emotional lives of non-human primates. She influenced the developmental ethology, primatology, behavioral ecology, and conservation biology. Future generations of researchers have built on her work. Goodall made chimpanzees familiar to people who had never encountered the wild through media, books, and documentaries. She inspired many to care about nature and animals in a more empathetic way. Through Roots and Shoots and her many speeches and writings, she inspired young people globally to consider environmental stewardship and to believe in their ability to effect change. Her advocacy helped raise awareness of the fragility of the ecosystems, the ethical dimensions of human interaction with animals, and the importance of preserving biodiversity. Her institute work continues to protect chimpanzee habitats and work with communities around the world. She often highlighted the connection between environmental well-being and human well-being, stressing the protection of the nature is also about securing healthier lives, more sustainable livelihoods, and moral responsibility. Jane Goodall's life was one of pioneering achievement, fearless exploration, and enduring commitment. From her early years in England and through decades in Africa, she pushed boundaries, scientific, societal, institutional, and reshaped how humanity sees animals, nature, and our own place in the biosphere. In her passing, the world loses not only a great scientist, but a powerful moral voice and advocate for compassion. Her work remains alive in the forests she helped to protect, in the young people she inspired, in the ongoing research at Gombe, in the global movement for environmental and animal welfare. Though she is gone, her legacy continues to influence science, conservation policy, and public consciousness. Shoykot Kumar Basu, Video Report, Kalinga Chronicle TV.